Israel's new government is being sworn in, and tensions in its parliament have reached a boiling point.
The
new government is against Reform and conservative Jews, as well as the vast majority of the world's Jews. They're already losing American Jews. They want to change the law of return so that Ukrainian and Russian Jews won't be able to come here. I am not prepared to give you ownership of Judaism. Judaism does not belong to you. You are not more Jewish than we are.
Maybe this will calm you down and you won't scream so much. There is and there will be electricity on the Sabbath. There are and there will be beaches for everyone. We will maintain the status quo. People will live with their beliefs and this country will not be governed by Jewish law. We will take care of all of Israel's citizens, without any exceptions.
Prime Minister-designate Benjamin Netanyahu announced last week that he had managed to form a majority coalition, establishing Israel's most right-wing government ever. It could also put Netanyahu on a collision course with the Biden administration, as well as liberal Jews the world over. A recent Politico report, which cited U.S. officials, said that President Biden plans to hold Netanyahu wholly responsible for the actions of his more extreme coalition partners. Some analysts say that the message is clear.
I think it's a way to say, we see that you have an extremist government. We see that you have partners that are nationalist and racist and anti-Arabs in the way that Israel has never had. We are going to hold you accountable because you are the prime minister. They want an actual annexation of the Jewish settlements to Israel, and this means that it will be unavoidable to have a clash between the Palestinian Authority, Israeli government, and the US will have to take a stand vis-a-vis that.
Others are optimistic that Netanyahu, Israel's longest-serving prime minister, will prioritize its long-standing relationship with the US.
Netanyahu has actually taken the lead and said that he would be responsible for decisions made by his coalition government, and I think that President Biden is very familiar with Mr. Netanyahu. They've been personal and professional friends for 4 decades. My expectation is that Mr. Netanyahu, who is not only the most seasoned politician in Israel, but the only prime minister in the democratic world to come back from a political graveyard twice in order to lead a democratic country, will be very sure about maintaining the strongest possible alliance with the United States.
Another major point of contention is the coalition's plans to overhaul the justice system, override Supreme Court decisions, and put some judicial appointments under political control.
This Netanyahu government is aiming to change the checks and balances in the way that they want to forbid judicial review. If Israel does not have judicial review, Israel is no longer a democracy. These are radical changes in the rules of the democratic game, and this is the major aim of Netanyahu. He's not the moderate and the others are the extremist. He is the extremist there.
I would be really stunned if Israel would veer so far out of that lane that it would defy, undermine, uproot, and otherwise ignore the bedrock democratic substructure of its society. Israel's gone through too much in order to do that.
Israel's relationship to the Jewish diaspora is another hot topic on the agenda. The law of return, which guarantees anyone with a Jewish grandparent the right to immigrate to Israel, could be on the chopping block. Netanyahu and his coalition partners are also set to debate egalitarian prayer at the Western Wall, Judaism's holiest site.
These ultra-Orthodox radicals, nationalist, racist, they see their main enemy as the Reform Jews and as the secular Jews and the conservative Jews. So definitely it's going to be very difficult to maintain the good relationship between the American Jewry and Israel.
I think it's very important for the government of Israel to embrace diaspora Jewry and engage in a very strong, heavy engagement connection with American Jewish leadership.
Israelis themselves remain divided over the new government, with some taking a wait-and-see approach, while others push for widespread protests. Only time will tell how Israel's longest-serving prime minister manages to navigate these increasingly complex political waters. From Jerusalem, Maya Margit reporting for the Media Line.